Hi guys, welcome to this POV video with the Sony a6000 and the Sigma 18 to 50mm 2.8, the only zoom lens you need for your APC camera. This little lens is capable of some great flexibility while still delivering sharp images and on-pair autofocus with the Sony brands. Sigma Nordic was kind enough to lend me this to try out, so thank you for this, Sigma Nordic. Today I'll be mostly at Nørrebro, but I just stopped here at Forum Station to take a couple of shots of this church that really looks like the famous marble church from afar. I wanted to get the path and frame to kind of lead into the church, but I would have loved for the hedge with the brown leaves to have been left out, or at least have green leaves on it. But I still take this photo as a starter photo. While the other photo was a decent photo, like with a subject centered into frame and somewhat with leading lines, it always helps to try to take photos with a different perspective. Like this is really simple, but just going down here and shooting from the ground, having the leaves and plants in the foreground, and then shooting up towards the church really makes the perspective way more interesting if you ask me. While we're at it here with these flowers and stuff, let's check out the close-up abilities of this Sigma lens, because it is really something. This lens can focus down to 12.1mm, which is really close for a non-macro lens. I'll take another photo here of the church, which is a little better than the last, I think, because of this cute dog playing just in the center of the frame. This just adds another interesting point in the photo, and the dog is kind of framed in between the entrance to this park area here, which I really like. The building here casted some really nice shadows on the ground and had a lot of lines, which works really great. And I will come back to this later. What I like is like the symmetry of the whole thing here, and then like the top part with trees coming down to make some foreground. I think that's really interesting. And there you have these bits of like making frames for the subjects inside. That's pretty interesting. But my park is over here and I haven't locked it, so yeah, let's go back. Sort of symmetry here I also think could be interesting. Might not be the most beautiful photo in the world, but let's just head over and see if there's some sort of photo here. Then over here also the red gate is kind of interesting, but I'm really drawn to all the yellow at the building and the metro sign. So I'm kind of thinking it should be possible for me to get some sort of cool photo here. But also we have these running chicks just here. It might be interesting if we do something like so. I missed the focus on the girls here, which wasn't a great job by me. But I also think that the photo would have worked better if the girls was in the middle of these cars here. Okay. And then I guess all the yellow disappeared because of the sun. It's probably automatic, so kind of lost that. That was a bit of a bummer. Perhaps we can take a photo of my bike, like through the branches and bushes here. Might be okay. And actually now my bike is kind of in the way because there is a lady coming by with her dog. That might have been cool, but let's see if we can get her. Probably not. Now the sun is back, I'm just going to see if these yellow things will drop down again.
2 hours later.
Oh, they're coming out again. It's just like a snail. like because of the sun. They're being pushed out again. It's a bit funny. There's a lot of drama in this shot, but so right now the cars are in front of the photo, which is kind of not being beautiful. And now I'm getting drawn by this as well with the arc over here. It's kind of cool. I think I need to take a shot over here as well, but I'm just going to do the building with all the yellow here in case the sun disappears. And I also have to watch my bike because you never know, leaving it unlocked in this way. There's a lot of photos actually here. This is not like a very popular area, but also this building is really beautiful with all the ornaments, but because of the work being done on the road, I don't think we'll get anything here. I'll just try to focus on this now. Can get this woman coming down here. So sometimes you see a shot, but the surroundings won't play with you. There was a lot of people polluting my photo, and also the lampposts and signs on the street didn't help for my idea. Luckily, even Lightroom before the generative fill update could do a great job at removing these kind of things. And I think it is worth doing these sometimes. So I hope you agree with me that the difference on these two versions of the same photo is remarkable. I am definitely really pleased with the result. Let's see if we can use this. When I find a great frame, I tend to fixate on it and take way too many shots of the same scene or frame, just to get the best out of the situation. So here I'm trying to use the flower thing as a foreground element. I didn't remove anything in post here though. Just try to see if this could be cool. On this photo I was thinking to use the entrance with the shadows and have a subject like just before entering the shadow area. But I really didn't get the subject as I wanted it. Perhaps this photo works better in black and white. What do you think? You might have spotted this girl dressed in black as I walked over here. She was still standing here and she complements the photo, framing her in the rules of third. I should probably remove the can't post, but I didn't. I did remove a lamppost and its shadows on the other side of the street though, leaving this empty space here, which I really like. But I also like those talking over there on the sunny side. But I think I need to go over here and look at the photo here with the arc thing, and then I need to go watch my bike because, yeah, even though this is Denmark, you really don't know. So it's still there, my bike at least. That's not bad. So something with deleting lines here, the shadows. And also with the church thing over here. Might be good. But yeah, I really like the artwork. Would have been nice with a person in here somewhere. He's not really going to help me here. And we have another woman coming down over here, but again she's a bit too much inside of the shadow area. Just try to get a photo when she's kind of in the middle of the scene, just to see if it works, and perhaps we can light her up a bit in post. And another one. Head over to the back and drive somewhere else. So we stopped here at the Assistens Cemetery, where among others you find the tombstone of Hans Christian Andersen, the famous Danish writer. And the trees here just makes a really nice pathway, which could be nice to photograph with the zoom lens. And just look at this cute dog here in the bike. This is a decent frame here again, like in here. We need somebody to walk down the path. I'm just going to lock the exposure for the sky. with the button I've put over here to AF, well, not AF but AE, lock, then you point it at the sky and you press it. Just taking a photo. This was without a person. Oh, I think somebody's coming. Two persons. It's just another frame with my bike. So I wasn't really going to photograph here, just stopped here to walk my bike to the metro where I could park it. But of course I did take a couple of photos on the way. So yeah, this is a cemetery in Copenhagen, and I think Copenhagen is a lovely city, but if you want to criticize something about Copenhagen, it's probably that there are not a lot of green areas and parks and stuff like this in Copenhagen. Like, this is a pretty big area of Nørrebro, but it's also a cemetery, which is a bit, I don't know what it's called in English, morbid. Put it on the screen, but yeah, it's a bit morbid with the an area of Copenhagen where you hang out and you get to feel like you're in the nature. Is a place where we have put a lot of dead people all the time, and I think there might be some decent shots in here as well, like the way that the shadows falls on some of these walls and some of this, but I also kind of think it's a bit strange to go around and photograph here in a cemetery. And this area over here, I'll just pause for a second. If you want some history, is the tombstone of a famous Dane, which I cannot remember the name of right now, but he was, so it says at least, the one who gave up slavery, like Danish slavery, over in the Caribbean, when Denmark had an area where we controlled a couple of islands and had a lot of slavery going on. He was apparently the one who gave this free without having the permission to do it from the Danish government. I've also been told that this was mainly because he was like having a gun put to his head, so he more or less had to do it because the island was in rebellion. But he is the one who is famous for dealing with slavery. Oh, look at the squirrel. That's cute. Looking at me. Turn on the camera. So I kind of lost what was going on with this slavery thing, but yeah, he's supposedly the one who's famous for dealing with slavery in Denmark. But history also says that when he came back to Denmark, he went to prison because he didn't do what the government or the king told him to. So yeah, he had to like pay for his crime, even though he was more or less just likely trying to save himself from being killed by the slaves. So he's lying here with a huge tombstone in the middle of the graveyard here at the Assistant Kirkegården. And I also think his wife is laying in there as well. So yeah, just a fun fact.
Let's stop pretending that everything is fine. Let's stop pretending 'cause the ice is getting